Good evening, Dungeon Masters, I'm Baron DeRob. The video game Skyrim has a particular quest hook that demonstrates how hook riding should be done. The way a player discovers the Dark Brotherhood questline, and the way they can interact with the plot once they're introduced to it, creates a solid framework for our own adventure hook designs. The Dark Brotherhood quest hook shows us how to use rumors to plant an adventure cohesively into our world building, how to frame a quest's narrative as a puzzle to be solved, and reminds us that the solution to those puzzles are the story that the players create, not a thing the DM railroads the players through. So, let's get into it. Quick recap, here's the Dark Brotherhood quest hook. The player picks up a rumor that an orphan boy is practicing a ritual to hire a Dark Brotherhood assassin. If the player visits the boy, he will mistake the player for an assassin, and will thus be asked to kill his mark. Once the mark is dispatched, the player will be invited to join the Dark Brotherhood. In this case, it all starts with a rumor. Alternatively, using a quest giver is fine for a simple fetch quest, but if your players are the kind who like to explore and put together the pieces of a larger plot, then rumors are your best friend. Coming up with a good rumor can be a struggle, however. If you give your players an entirely false rumor, they will feel like you led them on a wild goose chase. But if you give them an explicit rumor, then all you're actually giving them is facts. The Dark Brotherhood quest hook shows us how to get around this problem. Think about the setup for a minute. Why would the most prestigious Assassin's Guild in all of Tamriel allow some no-name schlub to steal one of their contracts? Why would they allow a young boy to chant their calling card for so long and so loudly that people start to gossip about it? And why would the Brotherhood be okay with all that gossip spreading across Skyrim? To understand this rumor, we need to understand the Brotherhood's goals. It's not until the player begins the 4th chapter of the Dark Brotherhood questline, Sanctuary, that the player learns the Brotherhood's membership is dwindling. Letting that boy chant for nights on end and probably helping to spread the rumor about it is how the Dark Brotherhood recruits. They were looking for someone to come along and be crazy enough to complete the job on their own. Only then, once that person has proven they are cold-blooded killers who are willing to end lives for cash, will they be given an offer to join the Brotherhood. Once they do join the Brotherhood, then everything comes full circle. The whole thing was just an elaborate interview process. As Dungeon Masters, when we design rumors for plot threads, we should ask ourselves a few questions. First, we need to ask what a faction's goals are. In the case of the Dark Brotherhood, it's to recruit more assassins. But they're not going to do that by setting up a booth at the annual Riften High School job fair. Their line of work is dangerous, illegal, and clandestine. So they have no intention of recruiting someone who doesn't already have blood on their hands. Once we understand their goal, we come to the next question. How are they going to accomplish their goal? It's from this question that we derive the rumor. Instead of the Dark Brotherhood is looking for recruits, the rumor becomes some wealthy orphan boy is praying for an assassin. Just to find more information about the assassin group, the player might pretend to be one when they approach the boy. Fake it till you make it, right? Before the player is truly introduced to the Dark Brotherhood, they get sent a scare tactic letter just to get inside the player's head. The player wasn't in the Dark Brotherhood, yet they stole their contract, and the assassins knew they did it. They have eyes and ears everywhere, and possibly know everything about you. In fact, they're probably watching you right now. Eventually, the player goes to sleep, and when they wake up, they're presented with a problem. Spirited away to an abandoned shack in the middle of nowhere, the player finds themselves with a number of people. They're told one of them needs to die. There is no contract to kill these people. Nobody specifically asked the Brotherhood to kill them. The player just has to prove their concept of morality is not in alignment with the Tamrelian courts. Most people who play through this scenario will kill one of the 3 people with sacks on their heads. But there is a 4th option. You can kill Astrid, the Dark Brotherhood member who's trying to recruit you. Ending her life unlocks a radically different, albeit much shorter, Dark Brotherhood questline. After you kill your captor, go tell a guard about what happened, and then go on a rampage to uproot the Brotherhood entirely from the Skyrim region. This is the big lesson here. Bethesda's story writers weren't married to the idea of the player being able to complete every written aspect in the game. They wanted players to have agency to make their own decisions, and created content for all the possible reactions the player might have in this given situation. Ironically, this is a great reminder to us as Dungeon Masters about how overwriting your adventures, or planning too much, can lead to railroading. The players should have room to react to your plot and feel agency over their decisions. By limiting your quest writing to a few simple prompts about a faction's or NPC's goals and methods, and giving yourself room to improvise based on the choices your players make concerning those methods, you cut down on prep time while also reinforcing your players' agency. You create the problems, but your players create the solutions. I hope by analyzing the Dark Brotherhood quest hook in this way, you have a better understanding of how to write your own quest hooks. Create rumors based on how a faction's goals might cause them to interact with the game world, not based on what their goal is. Think of a quest hook as a problem you don't need a solution for, and reinforce the player's sense of agency by letting them come up with their own solutions. Quest givers are fine, but players who explore a good rumor will feel like they've uncovered some mystery in your game world. Thanks for watching, Dungeon Masters, and until next time, good night.